What is the difference between tax planning and tax prep? We get this question a ton. Obviously, here at Peak Retirement Planning, we do a lot of tax planning for our clients. That's what we're known for. I wrote a book. The title is I Hate Taxes. You can see the link in the top here. And we have tried to educate people on the importance of tax planning because it's something that we do not see people talk about enough. There's a lot of financial planners that only do investment management. They don't do tax planning. So we get a lot of people that come to us and say, why has our advisor never talked about tax planning before? And they'll even go as far as, our financial planner told us to go see a CPA because they won't help us with tax planning. And in my mind, I think that's a bit ridiculous. And the reason why is because there's a difference between tax planning and tax prep. Tax prep is where you look backwards. That is the CPA. The CPA is filing your taxes every year. From January to April each year, these guys are busy, these gals are busy. They're doing their work. They're making sure you file before that deadline of April 15th, right? And so that's tax prep. Tax prep does not involve looking in the rearview mirror to see what can we do to better place ourselves for that position. They're only taking what you've done and reporting it to the IRS. And so I don't want to put down CPAs. I don't want to put down the importance of tax prep. It's extremely important, and you need to work with a CPA. We work very closely with the CPAs, with our clients, to make sure that everything we've done from a tax planning standpoint gets over to them to make sure it's filed correctly and in the right way. So if you're working with your financial planner, you want to make sure they're connected with a CPA to make sure that they're doing that right thing for you there. So that's tax prep, and tax prep, like I said, is important, but it doesn't necessarily move the needle for your financial plan. There's not a ton of tax saving strategies that you can do with tax prep because you got to do it before it's time to file. It's almost too late if you wait till after the end of the year to do tax planning. So that's the point we're trying to drive here. With tax planning, like I mentioned, this is where we're looking ahead. We're looking forwards, we're looking in the future. This is where, as soon as January hits, we're starting to plan for the next year's tax planning by the end of that year. So we have that full year to plan for this, for that specific year. So something we think about with tax planning is, hey, tax rates are going up in 2026. So we have 2.5 years of doing tax planning and get ahead so we know where we're going to sit at in 2026, right? Most CPAs won't look forward. They're only going to look backwards. That's the difference between tax prep and tax planning. So with you, what I would encourage you of is make sure you're getting tax planning. And again, if your advisor's not doing tax planning, they're missing a big opportunity. And I feel very, very strongly with this. I think that all financial planners should be talking about tax planning. I think that should be part of their arsenal, part of their firm. Their team should be able to give you advice on things like Roth conversions and tax loss harvesting, and making sure you're utilizing the right brackets for your plan each year. And I just think that tax planning is, if you give a simple advice of should you do a Roth IRA or traditional IRA, that's technically tax planning advice, right? And so if someone tells you I can't give you tax advice, well, they're typically giving you it pretty regularly ongoing. And so I see that as a cop-out, as they just don't want to give further guidance there and just don't want to do the other work. So the conclusion of this video is make sure you work with someone who's doing tax planning, someone who's a fiduciary acting in your best interest, who does comprehensive retirement planning rather than just investment management. And if you found this video helpful and you are looking for that tax planning, feel free to apply to talk to us, and you can have an opportunity to talk to one of our advisors about your current situation, and we can try to give you any guidance that we see there and make sure that you're on the right track so that you're paying the least amount of taxes over your lifetime. So just click that link above, and we'd love to see how we can help further.